My next guest is tracking the impact of tariffs in retail and says there are several names positioned to mitigate tariff risk better than others. Here with his top retail defense plays is Brian Nagel, senior analyst at Oppenheimer. Okay, Brian, what are they?
Well, good afternoon. So look, as a retail analyst, as an analyst studying consumer, I've spent a lot of time lately studying and watching tariffs and trying to make sense of what's happening out there. And look, before I talk about the top picks, I mean, one of our key messages, we have a tracker we developed that's really looking at retail prices across a number of categories, across a number of companies. We're starting to see these prices climb. Now, it's still subdued. But if you take that together with what the commentary from the companies, these prices, I think, will continue to climb. So as we look at within my coverage universe, I think the names that are probably best positioned here would definitely be the auto parts retailers. A lot of pricing power, not a lot of price transparency, to so to say. And sure enough, we are seeing names like AutoZone selectively lift prices. Home improvement also is a category where I think those companies, Home Depot and Lowe's, have a lot of pricing power, know how to manage price well, and I think you'll see them selectively raise prices, and that could actually be a positive for those businesses.
Now, it was interesting that Courtney was pointing out that the home improvement, at least in the survey, home improvement was not the category of strength, but instead it was like home furnishings. What do you make of that?
Look, I think to some extent. So I follow names like Williams-Sonoma and Wayfair, RH. I think to a certain extent, there's a lot of factors happening right now. But I think one thing that's happening is, I think to some extent, consumers are jumping ahead of tariffs. So the consumers now have become very aware, that tariffs are happening. Tariffs will lead to higher prices at some point, and so for that reason, they're actually buying products sooner than they otherwise would have. And I think we're seeing some of that demand come into play at this point.